A good hairstyle is just like makeup for men, cause you can't tell me that this and this aren't two completely different human beings, fam. But before we dive in, my boy Carlton Wallace joined me for a collab today. So watch the video to the end. Now, if you've ever rocked any of these monstrosities, all I'll say is,
where's your dad? Where's your mom? Where is your family?
Nah, but what demon possessed Shorty to think that this was a good idea? Now, hold on. I actually have something for this. She's got a whole helicopter on her head, yeah? I bet if she gives you head, you'll levitate. Get it? Black Goku, as a fellow anime fan, please listen to me when I say this.
This ain't it, Chief!
Fam, it's okay to look like this when you're 10, but as soon as you get to high school or uni, you can't rock this, because if you do, the only you're gonna see is when you're on the hub at 3 a.m. crying. But good thing is, there's still hope. Your hair's still pretty long, so you can still turn that into dreads or braids. But if I see your waist man are still rocking that nonsense, I'ma be like Fraser and go, you monkey! The Vegeta. As an East African man, I can 100% say that we are the undisputed champions of receding hairlines. Nah, for real, our foreheads are so big that our barbers need ladders, fam. But I'm not gonna roast this too hard because we're still mad attractive. Or at least our women are. Now, as a dreadhead, I'm still terrified that the Vegeta hairline is coming for me. Leave me alone! And my fear is so bad that ever since I was 15, I stopped getting a lineup on my hairline.
What?
Now listen, don't get me wrong. I'm not rocking the homeless man special either. I'll get the fade on the sides, trim my mustache, touch up the goatee. But when it comes to my hairline, just like a recovering alcoholic being asked to be a bartender, I can't risk it, fam. Because the average African barber will have you looking like this.
What the hell?
Nah, I take it back. We actually have amazing barbers. I'm just too broke to afford them. The female fade. Oh, yeah. Every time I see Gyaldem rocking one of these, it's either of three things. She's A, a mom, B, a tomboy who hates men, and in that case, why you dress like one? Or C, she's thicker than 4 bowls of Weetabix, fam. Yeah! Like, look at this. I don't even need to show you the full pic and you already know she's thick, fam. Packing more cake than a bakery, G. But on the off chance that someone disagrees and thinks I'm lost, feast your eyes on this.
Oh, boy!
Dreadlocks. Oh, yeah. So I'm gonna talk about the good side of dreads and Carlton's gonna talk about the dark side. Now, there's a lot of things I can say changed my life. Anime, sports, glue, the sniffing kind. But dreads have to be at the top of the list, fam. Now, before I get into the incredible power up they give you, however, some downsides. If you're a melanin-rich dreadlock having member of society and a riot happens and the police show up, you might get turned into a hashtag, fam. I didn't see no weapon, but them there dreadlocks looked fully loaded. And the other thing, if you're at a party, people will come to you thinking you sell grass, which is super messed up. Cause I sell snow and pills too, fam. Yo, like and subscribe so I can leave that life behind. Now to the benefits. So, my self-esteem is so low, it's high. See, where a confident person will think, if I do this thing, I'll succeed. I'll think, if I fail, it's fine. Failure's nothing new. That's why I was mad confused when everyone started staring at me when I first got dreads. At first, I'd think, is my hair dirty? Do I look weird? Can they see my meat? It was even worse when shorty stared at me because girls will do the exact same thing if you look good versus if you look ugly. They'll just stare. But the thing that made me realize I was growing up was when I went into this mini-mart, yeah? The whole time, however, the MILF at the cashier kept following me with her eyes. But when I pull up to pay for everything, I'm noticing that she's really smiling. So I start smiling too, you feel me? But as she's scanning my shopping, turns out I don't have enough money. So immediately I knew she was gonna go
broke nigga alert.
But fam, against all odds, she leans in and goes, you can take the soda home, handsome. That's on me. And bruh, I looked at my hands like,
Is this the power of a god?
Fam, it all made sense. I was in my popular phase, so I felt what women feel every day. valued. Shorties may not get this, but men don't get compliments, we get instructions. Take out the trash, fix the sink, let me out of your basement, wah, wah, wah. But that's not even the best part. The same month, my cute neighbor knocked on my door at 8 p.m. and asked for my number, fam.
This is not normal. This is not how things are supposed to function.
This was the first time this ever happened to me, G. After years and years of grinding, I finally achieved it. I finally got effortless wrist.
We did it!
So if any guy is thinking of getting dreads, all I'll say is,
Don't do it.
I just got this glow up, fam. If every guy gets dreads, there'll be dreaded inflation, then I'll be back to being a bum. Take it away, Carlton.
The next type of hairstyle isn't even really a hairstyle, but it's being bold, the Caillou. And people with this hairstyle or lack of hairstyle have no aura because they don't choose to be bold. This isn't a hairstyle that someone actually chooses. They're forced to be in this position because no sane individual with a full head of hair and good hair genetics would ever want to go bald. Like, going bald is low-key the last resort. If someone went and told me they'd rather get hit by truck coon than go bald, I couldn't even argue with them. That's not even an outrageous take. Because if you're under the age of 35 and you're bald, I know for a fact you get no bitches. And that's a big reason why these bald individuals are always angry. They're just mad angry at the world because the world doesn't rate them. Like, they spawned with one of the worst RNG possible. And the only way they can ever have hopes of gaining a hairline is going to Turkey. And that's like 10 racks. Like, I feel like as a man, if I had to pay 10 racks to look appealing to females, I'd have to switch sides. Now I low-key understand why Yes King does the type of stuff he does. He has no choice. But at least some people are blessed with the luxury to naturally go bald. Some kids out there are forced to go bald by their parents. And when I say some, I mean 9 out of 10 black kids. Low-key, that shit was child abuse back in the day. I remember when I was younger, I was growing out a nice little Mohican, but as soon as I stepped into the barbershop, my dad made certain that he turned me into an airbender. But don't get me wrong, sometimes the bald head look can look tough. For example, women that are bald look beautiful. Like, look at Amber Rose and look at them Wakandan warriors. Their trims are tough. But the dilemma is, if you're not a BBL bandit or a Nubian queen, you can't pull that and the bald head look can look tough on men. As a man, as soon as you lose your hair, you lose all privileges of being a dead meat. Trust me, your child is not going to be the main character in an anime. They are going to be bummy because you decided to pass down your crappy hair genetics, which nerfed your child from birth. Now they're going to be living life like a Jinchuriki. But instead of having to worry about being hunted down by the Akatsuki, they go worry about being hunted down by somebody's palm. Because when someone with hair sees a bald-headed person, they just feel the compulsive need to just palm their head.
Michael Jordan!
Now, having the Vegeta M-shaped hairline isn't as bad. I used to have that and it's recoverable. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean you're balding or your hairline's receding, it just means that you need to start derma stamping. But hey, after 2 weeks of using a derma roll and you see no improvements, book your flight to Turkey. Start saving, man. Now, if you're a female under the age of 40 and your hairline's receding, don't even bother with a trip to Turkey. If you're lucky enough to be a dark-skinned woman, you have a choice of being a Wakandan guard or a model. Now, if you're lacking the required amount of melanin, you're gonna need to book some flights to Miami and get yourself at BBO. Get yourself at Amber Rose. Because if you don't, you'll end up looking like E. Kane. And trust me, that's not tough. Just like having struggle dreads. And struggle dreads are just dreads that are matted and not taken care of. And some of you may be thinking, this is Carlton Wallace, he has the best dreads on YouTube. Isn't he a little bit overqualified to talk about struggle dreads? But don't worry, I'll try to sympathize with these bummy peons. And shout out Florida and things of that nature, but wigs are absolutely awful. They look disgusting. Like, getting wigs might be a bigger downgrade than going bald. Like, when I see these haircut transformation tutorials when people cut off their wigs and get waves, all these people start looking good. And that's because the wigs nerf them so much. Like, I personally prefer having them little Wayne dreads than getting wigs. It's like, at least with a little Wayne dread, you can get a retwist and be patterned. But when it comes to wigs, no retwist can save you.